Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, hi, hello, my name is Danlie Acebuque. I post vlogs, contents, and... I post different things on this channel. I post some of my vlogs, I post unboxing of new items that I got, and I post classical music related such as my bloopers and all singing content on this channel. And I just want to say welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy your stay here. If you are new here, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and also the bell notification button so that you don't have to miss any future content on my channel. And if you're starting to like this video, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Give me some of that love, okay? Today's topic is artist-citizen video for my oratorio class. Why is oratorio still relevant in today's generation and time? And why do I think representation of different cultures are important? Well, what are we waiting for? Let's get into the video! And I am sorry, Dr. Edwards, but I am going to read my scripture, which is my script literally right in front of me, because if I just keep ranting my mouth, I might lose topic and you might not understand me, okay? I'm so sorry. Alright. Ever since I was on my undergrad, my music training includes learning and exploring various repertoire ranging from art songs to arias to even contemporary pieces. Oratorio was one of the genres that I must honestly say that I am not comfortable in singing in, and it's not on my radar during that time. It is one of the colors of the classical music spectrum that intimidates me because of the difficulty and the technical demand of the repertoire. However, this genre also exudes tremendous beauty where the composition perfectly reflects the text's intention. As you may know, I am an opera major and I love singing opera and being active on the stage. I love wearing my character's costumes and do basic and different acrobatic routines that may or may not end me up in a nearby hospital around U of T. However, my love for different repertoire even grew stronger. Finding a repertoire to present for this project was the most difficult challenge. Growing up, I was never exposed to classical music until I came here in Canada in 2011. And as a result, I really don't know any Filipino oratorios until I discovered the opera Noli Me Tangere. The aria of the character of Father Damaso is a pleading to God to forgive him from all the sins he committed. Although this aria is not part of the oratorio standard requirement, this aria I will take the responsibility to make it one because although the work is opera, the text is based on a sacred approach. You may be wondering, Danlie, why did you choose this piece? What's with this piece? Who are you? Well, dear friends, countrymen, listeners, and oratorio geeks squads, and oratorio fanatics, let me play the song first, then I will tell you all the tea. Cue the video. To give a brief history of the phrase "noli me tangere," which translates to "touch me not," is the Latin version of a phrase spoken by Jesus to Mary Magdalene when she recognized him after his resurrection, and that can be found on John chapter 20 verse 27. This indicated that once the resurrection of Jesus is accomplished, the link between human being and him can no longer be physical, but rather heart-to-heart or spiritual. In the Philippines history, Noli Me Tangere was a novel written by our national hero Jose Rizal during the colonization of the Philippines by the Spanish Empire that depicts the inequities and harsh treatment of the Spanish Catholic friars and the ruling government. It was originally written in Spanish but was later translated to Tagalog and a few years later in English. The Padre Damaso's aria is an aria pleading to God in forgiveness of his sin that he committed, that is him raping a Filipina lady and made her bear a child which he raised with the name Maria Clara. He was known to be notorious for speaking with harsh words, high-handedness, and his cruelty during his ministry. He and Maria Clara during this scene had a duet before the aria starts, where they had a bitter argument on whether Maria would marry Alfonso, whom my character Damaso tries to be engaged with Maria, or for Maria to enter the nunnery, or for her to kill herself. Although this aria is technically an operatic aria, I consider the text, however, a part of the oratorio concept because of the historical story behind this work. This aria is a piece that holds significant value to me, not only as a singer, but also as a first-generation Filipino here in Canada. As mentioned earlier, throughout my whole musical journey from undergrad till now, I was mostly exposed to Western classical genres of music. It is a fact that classical music did originated and bloomed in the Western society, and mostly for the highbrow community where only exclusive and rich individuals can be part of. However, East Asian cultures, specifically Southeast Asian cultures, are also rich in different and diverse cultures, specifically my home country, the Philippines. Let me give you a brief history of what the Philippines underwent during the time of colonization. My country was colonized originally by the Spaniards for more than 300 years, from 1521 to 1898. The country was then invaded by the Japanese people back in 1941, 9 hours after the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor. After the Americans managed to save the Philippines, there's also a huge conflict between the Filipinos and Americans in fight for independence through insurrection, where the Filipino people ask for their freedom of both independency and government against the Americans. And lastly, the influence of the Chinese traders to the lives of each Filipinos and many more factors contributed to the identity and mixed culture of the Filipino people. With all these events that happened, artists of both the past and the present use these historical accounts and events to create modern art and perform for the public to see. Unfortunately, these works are not well performed outside of the Philippines for some unknown reasons. However, with several talented Filipino artists around the world, works written in Tagalog are now performed internationally, especially Noli Me Tangere. And I must say that I am also proud to actually had an international premiere of one of my old high school teacher back in the Philippines for one of his songs written for the dialect that my mom actually grew up with. Hello, future Danlie here. I'm just finishing up editing this video for the Oratorio. I just also want to add actually one thing into this video, that in order for Oratorio to be more inclusive to different types of people, especially to whatever audience they want to do, is that it needs to be more inclusive to the way they portray the work. I was noticing that some oratorios are not as engaging because everyone is just standing still and just wants to sing the work, but I find it will be beneficial for at least not just for the company but for the sake of portraying the text written for a different language without any settings. Let's say that I am not a Christian person and I don't know anything about the Bible, and I decided to go to a concert in Oratorio with a friend of mine, that it is important for me as a non-Christian person to go into the stage and not be surprised for something that is magical, and for me not to appreciate it. It's good that we have program notes and a way for them to explain, like a pre-talk about the show or what the Oratorio is based on and what is everything, what the text usually says. But I came from a country where for example, every time there is a Holy Week, we have this passion play that's been happening from town to town, depicting the life of Jesus Christ from his birth to his death and to his resurrection through a passion play that's always been happening during the Holy Week, and that actually grabs most of the attention of the people because it keeps them engaged, it keeps them appreciate the history behind why we're doing it. And I get that it is a formal setting of just singing and holding a binder with your music on and portray the story with your voice, but it is also beautiful to see the visual aspect of it, especially for some people who are more on the visual learner and who have problems with who are hearing impaired. So I think that's also one of the best way for this oratorio to be more engaging and be more inclusive to the masses. You may be wondering, why is this important to me? Well, it is important to me via different reasons. One, it is 2021, and it is important for us artists to develop the skills to learn a known repertoire, whether it is opera or not. Secondly, it is time to develop the sense of cultural appreciation other than the standard Western requirement. Even though it may not be required on an audition setting yet, it is important at least for everyone to know that there is beautiful repertoire other than the Western repertoire. Lastly, being one of the few Filipinos in the program and even in the industry, it is important for me to be representative and be proud of my heritage. Performing a Filipino work is only a step to be representative, but to be a Filipino who performs works written by a Filipino and premiering or performing it internationally is a privilege that no person can take away from me. And you may be wondering now, how does this relate to oratorio, because you're talking about an aria, and an aria is literally an opera. Well, literally oratorio is also an aria, it's just not stage because it is sacred. So, how does this relate to oratorio? Even though the actual work is not based on an oratorio standard repertoire, the character and text for me does. The whole opera is mostly based on character asking God for advice, assistance, and direction in life. Since oratorio are sung in several different languages, and lately in Hebrew, Russian, and other specific dialects, it is important for the oratorio genre to be introduced to the Filipino canon as well. It is important to know and perform sacred text-based works because as Catholics, I believe in the importance of unity in all corners of the world. Oratorio is not just a course, but a testament of artistry and faith. Just a side note, we Filipinos value a lot of religious activity. We value the importance of the church liturgy. We value the importance of being in the church, understanding the different event date relating to the death and resurrection of Christ and also to his birth. We do not celebrate these things lightly as if it's just a decoration. So therefore, we Filipinos are very well aware of how important this is to us thanks to the influence of the Spaniards during the time of the colonization. Like I just mentioned, oratorio is not just a course, but a testament of faith and artistry. This is also a genre that no matter what language the work is written to, people with strong faith will gravitate towards and will feel a divine power possessing them. So with all of what was said and laid out, I firmly believe that to be an artist citizen, especially at this time of the pandemic, especially here in Toronto where there's so many diverse cultures that is around us, it is to be representative to one's culture no matter where you are in the world. Let me just rephrase that. To be an artist citizen is to be representative to one's culture no matter where you are in the world. And in my opinion, oratorio is a great genre to introduce these repertoires because it gives a great insight to the cultural background and historical detail the piece is written to. As a conclusion, we as an artist must and should explore repertoires written by our own roots, as it is important for the world to see that there are other amazing works outside the realm of the Western canon. And also, if you are a non-person of color who's trying to explore these things, it is good because you are actually getting a taste of different cultures and compositional backgrounds and other things that is significant to you. So there you have it, folks, my artist citizen video for oratorio class. I hope I opened your mind and expand your horizon by introducing the Filipino side of music. If you like this video, please don't forget to hit that like button and please subscribe to this channel. Please take care, stay safe, wash your hands, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Have an amazing day!